It's time for Cats Talk Wednesday. Small town and big city joined forces. Vinny Hardy of Lynch, Kentucky, and Terry Brown of Louisville, Kentucky, team up to give you free-flowing, laid-back sports talk. Focus on Kentucky Wildcats, as well as pertinent information in the NBA, NFL, and Major League Baseball.
Welcome to Cats Talk Wednesday. TV in the building, Vinny Hardy TV, BS3 Network. CB, I guess I spoke too soon. You know, there was a little run where we had Wednesday games and we kind of make it like a little pregame show before the Cats played. And, you know, sometime earlier in February, it was like, this is the last Wednesday game of the year. And oops, it was not, because the Cats played today at lunchtime. It's eternal.
Yeah, man. Like I shared with you, I had that meme of those aristocrat guys looking down and saying Kentucky fans looking at SEC teams playing on Wednesday and Thursday. Little did I know that we would be in there a few years later. So, yay.
So they beat LSU 87-82. So that gives them another night in Nashville and another chance to play a team they lost to earlier. That'd be Missouri, who came to Rupp Arena early in conference season and gave us an L. Dennis Gates gave a big tribute and gave Leonard Hamilton his flowers after the game in the post-game presser. And here we are trying to beat them to get to Friday. Play tomorrow at lunchtime. So,
yeah, man. Like, look, I'm happy.
Yeah,
Kentucky win. I put out my flow chart. Kentucky wins. I'm happy. They lose. I'm sad. At this point, just win. Like, it's not even about style points or anything like that. But for me, this year has not been great. Now, do they have the opportunity to change that? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do I hope they change it? I do.
Yes.
Do I think they will? Probably not. But I'm here till the wheels fall off, man. Like, good job, Brandon Garrison. Had himself a nice game. Owe, solid again. But the one thing, well, it's not even the one thing. Even in the wins, it's putting teams away. We have shown an inability to put teams away, where we were up by 12, 8-9 minutes left in the second half, and you look up and it's a one possession game.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you get beat, right?
Yeah.
So the team's inability to do that has been an ongoing thing among a lot of other issues. But yeah, you got the chance to rewrite the story a little bit. You got the chance to kind of change.
I'll try to show some stuff as we go there. One of these days, I'm gonna get some video in here, but
there we go.
But Jim, you mentioned closing teams out, and it took. And look, we'll take a win all day. It took BG to kind of get them that separation. We've been waiting on him all year, and he inconsistent, but he was the guy today it was a 1 point game, 56, 57, 59, 58, back and forth. And he came in and actually gave Kentucky a little cushion. And then, like you mentioned, the struggle to kind of close it out and smoothly. It got a little stressful, but BG gave us the breathing room in the second half.
He did, and it's going to be all hands on deck to get this done, right? To get this one home. I'm gonna feel confident going against Missouri. Sure, why not? Got these allergies, man.
Yeah,
but I'll take it. Oh yeah, there it is.
That was the first time you showed that back when we. Just looking down on South Carolina and Mississippi State, and that's how we felt our whole life. Well, But they said in, I guess, 1979 they played on Wednesday, but we didn't know nothing about that. We were 2 years old, so this.
Because the championship game was on Saturday, or it wasn't. Come on, with the way that it's been constructed, we don't play on Wednesdays, but here we are. I just want. We all need to agree that yes, we want Kentucky to win, right? That's why we're here.
Mm-hmm.
I just want folks to be honest. I know we've had back and forth. I'm not going to try to mention any names, but talking about the sophomore slump. Right, like the sophomore slump, coach's second year, that's become a thing. That's become a talking point with a lot of people, right? I've been on this for the last couple of months. There's a lot of issues with the basketball program right now. Yes, we understand there's been a lot of injuries. Glad to see Cam Williams come back and make an impact, right? I think that helps out.
Mm-hmm.
Missing JQ, missing Lowe, missing Cam for a stretch, that hurts. That's an issue.
Mm-hmm.
I've been banging the drum on the stuff I've seen has nothing to do with that. What I'm talking about is you're up 12, but you get to a one possession game with a minute and change left. That's not closing people out. As you said before we got on here talking about, Vanderbilt came to Rupp just as shorthanded and with a totally different outcome than down in Vanderbilt.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost a 40-point swing from losing by 25 there to winning by 15 in Lexington.
Yeah.
With the same players. That's what I'm
Mm-hmm.
talking about. Is too many of these stretches where it's just, what are we doing? Like looking back to Saturday against Florida, 11-0 run to start the game. You get it to 1 or 2 points, 13-0 run.
Yeah.
What's that got to do with people being out?
Mm-hmm.
That's my thing, is what the stuff I'm complaining about is it's none of that. I'm just talking about control the stuff that you can control, right?
Guys aren't tired when it's 11-0 in the first 3 or 4 minutes. That's not fatigue.
Right. And then with Yeller being like, no, we're not tired, but we've got these other issues. Okay.
Yeah.
So there this talk of, and this has been people beating this drum for a long time, because it's what you do when you like the coach. I get it, right? And I'm adding context. And these coaches had bad sophomore seasons, had bad second seasons. And I saw this article on the timeline talking about bad sophomore seasons. And the first thing that jumped out at me is, why is Tubby Smith being mentioned?
Mm-hmm.
He won year one. The only way you could consider his second year disappointment, it was going to be a disappointment unless he repeated. There's no way to go but down.
Mm-hmm.
But getting to an Elite Eight, that doesn't feel like a slump to me, right? Like, that doesn't feel like a slump. And look, I've talked about, because people go, well, Coach Cal, he had a bad sophomore year. His second year was bad. I'm like, wait a minute. I know how year 2 of Cal ended in Houston.
Yeah.
And so I went through and I looked. He went 29-9 and only one double-digit loss. And that was November against UConn. Like, only one double-digit loss. The second worst loss was by 7.
Mm-hmm.
And you've got a bunch of 1-point losses. Like, that team showed promise. And that's what people do. They talk about Cal's second year. Final Four aside, no. No. That team got to a Final Four. That team beat number 1 overall seed Ohio State. That team beat, I think, whatever UNC seeding was at the time. Like, yeah, that's part of the story.
Yeah.
Now, I'm willing to admit this team still has games to play, we hope. And if we get to a Final Four, a different conversation. But what are we doing here?
Because that's what this said. Well, if this team makes a deep run, it'll erase and wipe away all this, and it will, because we've seen it happen. So you can't use that same thing. Well, if Pope gets to a Final Four, it'll wipe away all this, which it will, and then say, well, take the Final Four away, and then Cal say you can't do that.
And so I think we've retconned Cal's second year, and that was I was here for it, right? I'm old enough to remember when Cal started coaching. The furor, the anger at the 2010 draft when Cal said this is the greatest night in Kentucky basketball history because 6 guys got drafted in the first round.
Yeah.
It was swift. It was a talking point. It was a writing point. And then going through year 2, all those 1-point losses and 2-point losses. And 4 losses by 2 points, 2 losses by 1 point of those 9.
Yo.
But then when Brandon Knight hit that shot in Aaron Craft's eye, it went away because that's what happens. But let's not pretend that we were giving Cal any kind of grace from year 1 to year 2. So when I see this, had a sophomore, all these coaches had a bad second year. Why are you putting Tubby Smith up there? Why are you putting Coach Cal up there? Okay, that's first of all. So let's look at the other coaches that we could say had bad sophomore years, right? Joe B. Hall, again, 13-13, the 73-74 season. 8 of those 13 losses were to top 10 teams. Brutal schedule. Brutal. Right? We had hope in the next season because we had Kevin Greavy, who was SEC Player of the Year as a sophomore, all SEC as a junior. He was coming back for his senior season. That's hope.
Yeah.
Right? You can look at Rick Pitino's second year, which, Rick only had double-digit losses in year 1. And by year 2, they should have won the SEC had they been allowed to. Let's keep that 100.
And see, and we had this gentleman on the podcast. Good guy. We had this gentleman on here that we're talking about with the sophomore slump that wrote this article. And okay, Rick Pitino, like you mentioned, who's on the article, who's pictured, Cal, Tubby, who had good sophomore years that blow up your whole angle in the first place. Now, Rick also had a good sophomore year, and he's not pictured, and he's not talked about in the article. What? So we even been selective about the people that had good sophomore years. Rick, like you said, if they weren't on probation, because he walked into Eddie's mess, but still won the league. Couldn't get credit for it because they were on probation. 22-6 and won the league. Now, I'm gonna put a picture up. When you think about Billy G, Terry, his 2 years, what do we as Kentucky fans pretty much universally do? We act like what? His time.
It didn't happen.
This is all of us when we talking about Billy G.
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden we talking about sophomore slumps. This the angle that we're writing about. This is what we're trying to drive home. Sophomore slumps, they're all similar and it's very familiar or whatever it said. But the guy who had the best sophomore season ever, now we try to act like his season didn't happen, so we can still push out this sophomore slump angle.
And look,
no, Rick didn't have a great year. I'm not even going to write about that.
And, Sophomore, freshman, sophomore, whatever. I have been on this every time I show up. What is it, Vinny? My wife knows it. It's year 3.
Sophomore jinx. Yeah. Yes, year 3.
I've been on this year 3. This is what I want to see from Pope. An Elite 8 ACC Coach of the Year. Bring his win percentage to 69%. Right now, he's at 65%. Right?
Mm-hmm.
No double-digit losses and stop losing by double-digit points. That's my what I want to see on year 3.
Mm-hmm.
If we're having this discussion next year and it's like, well, then the standard has changed. Look, let me go back to it. We talk about how 5 coaches have won championships at Kentucky, right? Because that's what we talk about. That's the program standard, right? Adolph Rupp, 82%. He won 82% of his games. Pitino, 81%. Cal, 77%. Tubby, 76%. Joe B. Hall, 75%. The 5 that won championships win 3/4 of their games. That's what we're saying.
Minimum.
At the minimum, right? And Sutton, he's the guy with 69%. So I'm just saying, get up to 69% next year. And we can say whether or not it's fair or the job is hard. The job's always been hard. Adolph Rupp had to convince people like Dan Issel and Pat Riley to come from where they come from, to come to Lexington, Kentucky.
Illinois and Schenectady and
right.
New York, and yeah.
So he had to say, come to Lexington, I'm building something. Joe B had to follow up the dude whose name's on the building. Right? Pitino had to come in with that mess. Tubby had to follow up Rick. Yeah. And the best way you can do that, win right out the gate, man. That's understand the assignment.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
Cal came in, and again, I think we downplay what Cal walked into. We've had longtime people on this show talk about, hey, what you think you know, it was worse. They weren't going to have a team. Patterson and all those dudes were leaving. They were going to be gone. We weren't going to have a squad. George was going to leave, right? Lincoln's was going to leave. Like they weren't going to field a team.
No.
And when Cal walked in, 4 straight years of double-digit losses. 5 years of not being in the Sweet 16. Cal walked into that. Don't get it twisted.
No.
And then by year 3, what happened?
Title.
All I'm saying is by year 3, you got to give something. Because I've asked people, like, he's going to get year 3. Like, there's no scenario Pope's not coming back for year 3. Right now, March 11th, what do we have tangible to say that next year is going to be better? Talking about sophomore years, right? Joe B. Hall had Kevin Greavy, who was SEC Player of the Year as a sophomore, All SEC as a junior. So we knew we had a dude coming back for the 75 season. And then what happened?
Final Four.
NCAA runner-up.
Runner-up, yeah.
Right? Pitino comes in, as you said, year 2, should have won the SEC.
22-6.
Year 3 was the Leitner shot, and year 4, Final Four. What did Tubby do? Like we said, win the chip out of the break. Just win it from the jump. Boom. What did Cal do? Elite 8, Final Four, National Championship. That's the job.
Yeah.
That's the job. And another thing, too, a lot of people misremember Tubby's tenure because they say 10 loss Tubby, all this kind of stuff. And I had someone tell me today about Tubby didn't come close to being good as a Kentucky coach. And we misremember the 03, 04, 05 teams. I can see, should have made a Final Four, but you get Bogan's ankle and Dwayne Wade, who turned out to be pretty damn good. Right? You have the fluky loss to UAB, and then you have the overtime loss to Michigan State in 05. Those 3 seasons, overall, Kentucky went 87-15.
Wow.
In the SEC, they went 43-5.
It's pretty good.
And 8-1 in the SEC tournament. They won 3 straight SEC championships, 2 tournament titles, and was runner-up in 04, lost to Florida. And then 2 Elite Eights. I concede, are they Final Fours? No. But it wasn't nothing. 05 at the peak, then you have 06, 07, and then Tubby's gone. Right? Because what happens is Kentucky coaches, generally speaking, we get to that mountain.
Yeah.
We get to the mountain, you're going to come back down. Right? It's just, no one stays at the top forever. And then it's like, can you get it back? Right? Because now I see a lot of folks, well, Joe B won in 78, and then the 81 team or the 82 team, blah, 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 blah. And and that's why he stopped being a coach. He couldn't get that thing back.
Yeah.
That's what happened that's what happened to Tubby. Like, okay, you won in 98, and we had some growing pains, but we were building toward that 03, 04, 05 squad, right? We were building toward that. Couldn't get over that hump. All right, well, thank you for what you did. Time to go. Like with Cal, you got us to the mountaintop. Can you get that old thing back? You can't. Time to move on. All I'm saying is right now, we living in the aftermath and we haven't been to the top. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's different from saying, can you get it back, to can you do it?
And let's see. And Joe B, what you talking about? Championship 78, 79, 19, and 12. That's the year they played on Wednesday in the SEC tournament and made a run, lost to Bernard King and them. 79-80, 29-6. 80-81, 22-6. 81-82, 22-8. 23-8, 82-83. I'm sure that's when he hearing noise. Still ain't lost 10 games in none of those years, and those are down years. But what is he doing? 84, Final Four.
Yeah,
should have beat Georgetown. You had to go 3 for $1 million to lose to Patrick Ewing and them. And I that's one of the first games I remember watching it. But you're there. Final Four next year, then he, 85, and then 18 and 13 and 85, and then it's like, okay, I'm out.
Yeah,
but the down period for it, so 80 to 84, 12, 28, 33 games, 51, 73, 96. He won 25 and 33 from 80 to 84. When he catching heat, it's still almost 80%.
That's the job, right? He had Joe B had 2 bad years.
Yeah, second year and final year. Yeah,
he had 2 bad years.
Yeah.
Pitino didn't have any bad years, but I think it's safe to say there were some games that, especially in the tournament, should have gone a different way. 94 losing to Marquette. 95, that was not a great North Carolina team. Right? But that's not that. But that happens. So look, I want everybody. I want this team to succeed. But what I'm not going to do is lie about the previous coaches, because that's the job, man. The job is to win 75% of your games and win a national championship.
Mm-hmm.
That's the job.
Yo.
Because we've got 5 dudes that did over different periods of time. From Adolph Rupp, where they when he started, and they would do jump balls after every made basket,
Mm-hmm.
through one and done.
Mm-hmm.
The key is you have to get a coach that knows how to work in that space. What do I mean by that? Adolph Rupp, I know people talk about all those 40s and 50s titles, whatever. Everybody's playing by the same rules, but Rupp figured it out,
Mm-hmm.
right? He just figured it out. Joe B comes along and is like, hey, the sport is integrating, and thank you, Leonard Hamilton, you're going to have to play some black players.
Mm-hmm.
And he did.
Yep.
But Pitino comes along. The NCAA three-point shot gets introduced for the 86-87 season. Pitino comes in 89, like, we're going to shoot a bunch of threes because we have to.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yep.
Early adopter of the three-point shot.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Tubby came in when it's like, you need some veteran teams, because the 98 team, not that athletic. I know Jeff Shepard, but, like, none of those guys, like, if you had all the championship teams, probably from 78 on, and you lined them up, the 98 team ain't got no athletes. Like,
mm-hmm.
they got nobody that can challenge Goose.
Yeah.
Like, that's just,
mm-hmm.
like, so, but he figured out, oh, I got some cagey vets. This is how we get this done.
Mm-hmm.
And then the world changes. Oh, one and done. And we got the guy that did that.
Yep.
So what we need is a coach to figure out how to do it nowadays.
Mm-hmm. And we can't soften the expectations or placate and try to pacify things if the struggles continue. I mean, I was at work for this game since it was early in the day. This is the pregame show, and the question was asked: Do we know, or can we really say point blank what are Mark Pope's offensive and defensive philosophies? And nobody on the show could answer, because we don't where the direction of where it is right now, and nobody could really identify anything.
And that's the thing, like, right? Because Pitino, we shooting these threes, and then he got to the point where it's just going to be bodies at you. We're going to play defense for 94 feet, right? That was a lot of threes, as we talked a couple weeks ago about the comeback against LSU and scoring 86 points against LSU. And it's just bodies, right? Like, as great as Tim Duncan was at Wake Forest, they play Kentucky. It's like, hey, you got to deal with bodies. Like, you have to deal with Walter McCarty and Antoine Walker, and then Mark Pope, like, bodies. It was just, we're going to have this out, right? And so Tubby, you're going to play defense. You are going to play this pack line defense. And we are going to make it tough for the other team to score. And that's why people didn't like him, because it's like, he's going to win 76-62. Like, we're not scoring 80, right? Which is crazy that Tayshaun and Bogan scored that many points, because you're not getting in the 80s.
Yeah.
And that was the complaint, because Pitino's like, we go up and down, play defense, right? But every coach has a thing. Cal didn't get enough credit from outside and within the Big Blue Nation, because at Memphis, it was just dribble drive, right? That's what I've got these guards, and my 2 guards are better than your 2 guards. That's how we get it done. Because he could have done that with Bledsoe and Wall, but it's like, oh yeah, we also got DeMarcus Cousins, so we gotta go inside. And then the next year, it's okay, what do we have? We don't have a really physical point guard in Brandon Knight, but what can he do? This kid can think.
Yeah, boy.
And we're gonna start putting Jorts, who again would put nobody, he loved Josh Harrelson, but he ain't that dude. But put them in the pick and roll. That's how we're gonna get this done. Right? And then, obviously you get Anthony Davis, so it's Lob City. And we're only going to play 6 dudes.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about Kyle Wiltshire. Loved him, but that team played 6 dudes. Go look at the minutes. And then 2014, it took a long time to get Julius Randle to understand you don't need to do that spin move every time. And how about when the double team comes, you pass that ball out? And then what happened?
Went on a run to,
So his philosophy changed every year, but and that's the thing. Those Cal teams are going to play defense.
Yes.
Like, I don't want to hear about the what this roster costs, the $22 million. How can you motivate people when they're getting paid? And I'm like, how do you motivate Anthony Davis when he knows all he has to do is just show up and not get hurt, and he's the number 1 draft pick? What's the difference?
Yeah.
But, right? And I know we're going to talk about Bam in a little bit. Got my Heat jersey on.
Yeah.
But them dudes play defense. Cat played defense. Willie Cauley-Stein played defense. Bam played defense. Bam played. Look, I ain't with Luke May for anything, but Bam was guarding 1 through 5 by the time he left Lexington. And we've seen how that's translated to the NBA. Like, I don't know. We ain't got to lie or be dishonest about what happened. Again, to put a bow on this, you can sophomore slump, you can point to whatever. I'm telling you, by year 3, this is what every coach that's had success in Kentucky has got it to. And you can tell me things have changed. I'm telling you, this is 85 years of Kentucky basketball. You have to win 75% of your games. You have to win a championship. Every 3-year coach is Elite 8. And you can put qualifiers. I'm just telling you what the numbers are.
Yeah, that's in spite of all the changes. That's the constant through all the change.
The only constant is Kentucky's good no matter what. And now you want to tell me we can't figure it out?
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about NIL. I know we need to talk about Mitch Barnhart stepping down and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I'm just talking about the fixable stuff on the court. But
he's stepping down, but he's still gonna be working. TBD,
man,
he's gonna be working now.
I was a Mitch fan. I think his first 10, 12 years, 13 years, I thought he did pretty good. When you look back to, where things were in 2014, you've got a national championship in men's basketball, an Elite 8 in women's basketball. By 2015, the women's track team is NCAA runner-up. It's hard to drive down Alumni Drive and not see the soccer stadium, not see the Bell Complex, not see the softball field, not see Kentucky Proud Park, not see that Commonwealth, now Kroger, looks better. I told you the first game I covered was Joker's last home game. And I was like, this is nice, but this y'all got duct tape on the carpets? Like, okay. So facility upgrades, Rupp looks better. We now have historical Memorial Coliseum. So the facility upgrades, I think, are better. Facilities are better than they were, have been upgraded. But sometimes you can do a job too long.
Because you used to kind of defend him a little bit, for the people. Because everybody get detractors or
right
for there was think back to Rich Brooks. It was Mitch and Rich and Mitch, and you see those comments in the Herald Leader. back when the paper still had comments.
Back in the paper, back when you had to write in and send a letter to be hateful. Because I thought he had done a pretty good thing. We were moving up in the Directors Cup standings from where it was just men's basketball and nothing else to finishing top 9 in the country, competing with the Stanfords and things like that. I thought it was a good thing, right? Like I said, I had seen that investment. But part of what happens is if you have some success and you stay around too long, you start, you develop bad habits. You get a lot of yes people. You get a lot of people that kind of owe everything to you, and the vision changes. And I think that's what happened. I think there was a lot of short-sighted decisions when it came to basketball. I think that Cal felt handcuffed toward the end with a lot of things. My thing is with Mitch, we don't need to see you all up in the videos, but you got to say something.
Yeah.
Like, you run this enterprise, you got to say something. And the only time you show up is when Cal and Stoops are fussing and fighting. You can't have that, man. Like, you just can't have that lack of harmony in the athletic department. Everybody's in this for everybody. And as athletic director, you need to make sure that's the message. And on top of all these scandals, man, starting with swimming, starting with or continuing on with cross country, among some other things. Like, I don't want my university associated with that. And it appears that it's like, okay, we're going to investigate, because a lot of those smaller coaches for the smaller programs, it's a year 2 contract. Like, it's not like a what Pope's got or Cal had or what Stein's got. And so they just wait until the contract expires, and then it's like, well,
he doesn't
work here anymore, so we good. No, man, like, no, you can't have you can't have female athletes feeling unsafe. I say that, one, because that's the right way to be, but two, I got female athletes, right? Like, and so that's your legacy.
Yeah, and it just, it's like you said, in all the videos, but not saying nothing. And then when he did, he's kind of fussing at everybody, always fussing about, we're good on NIL. Stop asking me about this, or now the last thing he did was fussing about this money he getting and this new position. And so when you did talk, you always kind of just always ground at people when you do talk. You don't say a lot, but when you do,
yeah. And look, man, again, I know I always bring Iowa into stuff, right? Like, but there seems to be a harmony in the Iowa athletic department. One, all their coaches coach for 20 years. Like, that's one. Like, that's one thing. But there's just a brand recognition. Like, I understand what Mitch was trying to do with the checkerboard, but I just noticed, if you look at any Iowa sports team, the font for the name and the numbers are all the same. All the same. The font is unique. It's that. It's the yard markers on the football field. It is stuff around the field hockey. So, like, it's all comprehensive. And they all work together. Every school has a thing. Like, when Cal said Kentucky's a basketball school, why are we pretending it's not? Like, he didn't say it's the only thing that's going to be good. And we've had coaches on here that talk about when they recruit, if you're recruiting for soccer or swimming, everybody wants to go see the craft center to see the basketball championships because everybody knows Kentucky basketball, right? I'm telling you, I have seen Iowa's got recruits for football, whatever. They all want to go see where Caitlin Clark hit that shot in Carver Hawkeye because they got the 20 on the floor. That's the synergy you need as an athletic department. It's not saying one sport's better than the other, but you got this thing that people know about. You have to parlay that to everything else, right? It's like, if Alabama is recruiting for something, of course they want to go see Bryant-Denny Stadium and see where Bear Bryant had his fedora and all. Like, why wouldn't you? Like, I'm sure that when you get recruited to Notre Dame, they show touchdown Jesus, I'm pretty sure. Like, That's just what they do. Like
part of it. Mm-hmm.
that. Yeah. Like, I don't know what they do at Tennessee except show this is the gaudy orange, but whatever. I know they ain't showing Final Four banners on the men's side. I know that.
Absolutely not. Absolutely.
So seeing the department so fractured, the fan base so fractured, and asking people to commit all this money, these fundraising things, and he's going to make $1 million per year for this made up job they just made up with 10 basketball tickets and 10 football tickets. That feels excessive.
It's not a golden parachute, and he's still going to be working. And what he ain't going to be doing, he basically said, what I ain't going to be doing, TV, is eating hay. That's what I.
And I don't even know what that means. Like that.
I'm going to be working, and I ain't going to be eating hay. That's what.
I'm from the South. I've heard a lot of things. I've heard about boll weevils, knee high to a boll weevil, and quicker than a grasshopper. And I've heard a lot of those things, but not sitting eating hay. I've not heard that one. And I've got folks that are country as all get out. And that's new to me. I'm not going to be sitting, hey, what does that even mean, dude?
Who wants to?
Like, what does that mean? Like, it sounds like somebody not from the South trying to make a Southern colloquialism. That's what it sounds like. Well, I ain't going to be eating hay. Say what?
That's what. So that was weird. Just weird and just fussing at everybody for no reason again. And
but the fact he's still going to be sitting around does not fill me with joy on who the next AD is going to be.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he did a good job getting us away from, we got men's basketball, to, we got some other stuff. Like, that means something to me, right?
Yeah.
But there's just this disconnect that amongst the coaches and the different programs and amongst the fan base.
Mm-hmm.
Like you talked about, with the coaches, we knew what are we doing for, like, what does Kentucky do? Like, what is it that the athletic department is about?
Mm.
Again, at Iowa, they do the wave to the kid. Like, they've adopted those kids for the children's hospital. They had all like, they're at all the games. Like, that's what they are doing. Like, hey, we've got this young kid, player of the game, at all of them. Like, they're all in on that. That's what I was doing.
Mm-hmm.
It's getting everybody on the same page. That's what the athletic director is supposed to do.
Yeah.
Because, yes, you want your basketball teams and football, you want them to be the best. But it's nice to be competitive more than that.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever that means, whatever you need to support, let's do that. Like, there's no reason that the Kentucky women should not be a top 30 program year in, year out. None. No reason. And I'm glad Kenny Brooks is showing, like, see what happens when you get your investment? Claire Strack, second team USA Today All-American. Way to go, Claire. Friend of the show, Claire Strack.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Not from North Tonawanda, Buffalo. She's from the South Side. We established that. But he's bringing in 3 All-American or McDonald's All-Americans next year.
Mm-hmm.
And that Madden Greenway from
Minnesota.
She from Minnesota. Hey, her people are from Iowa. Like, at least I think both of her parents, at least her dad, played at Iowa, because I follow a lot of Iowa people. They mad. They mad because she a legacy. That's like Reed going somewhere else. That's like Reed Shepherd going somewhere else. Yeah, they mad. And because I've seen some of it, I need to send some of the quotes, some of the tweets to you. Like, that Kentucky money. I'm like, oh man, like, okay, y'all hate us. I get it. I get it. But yeah, she a legacy, man. And like, yeah, they are mad that she's not playing for Iowa.
Wow, I didn't know it was like that. Okay.
Oh yeah. Because generally speaking, the Iowa women's team, I get Caitlin Clark put Iowa women on the map. I get that. Mm-hmm. But did you know that 6 out of the last 10 women's Big Ten players of the year, Iowa Hawkeyes?
Big Ten player of the year. Wow, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's more than Caitlin. That's Meg Gustafson won it by herself. She tied with Kelsey Mitchell, and then Kathleen O'Doyle won it the year before Caitlin got there.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
people keep acting like the reason she stayed home at Iowa was because, I can do what I need to do here. I ain't got to go somewhere else.
Yeah.
But I say that, and all these great players that Iowa's had to help them get to back-to-back championship games, they get the best people from Southern Illinois. They get the best players from Wisconsin, from Minnesota. That's their get down. Like, that's how they build their team. And, okay, Paige was always going to go to UConn, but she's a legacy. We usually get the top ones from Minnesota, and she's going to Kentucky. That, I'm living in a world where Kentucky women's recruits are having people salty.
Wow.
That's a step in the right direction right there. Right. So look, Mitch, it's one of these things. There's good, but we're ending on a sour note, man. Like, we're just ending it on a sour note. It's just you can't have Billy G on your resume, and what's starting to feel like Billy G 2.0 at the end.
Goodness gracious!
Like, you can't have. There's been 7 or 8 double-digit loss seasons over the last 40 years, and 4 of them have happened under your watch as an AD. That's on you, as well as the coaches. Like, that's your thing. I'm glad that we got the football program up, but now we've got Vanderbilt lapping us and pointing their finger at us.
Yeah.
That can't happen, right? That's all on your watch, on top of all the scandals on the women's side. So, a lot of stuff, but him hanging around does not fill me with any joy on how this thing is going to move forward.
Absolutely. You mentioned,
I
was just going to say, you mentioned, I think young ladies, well, at the beginning, the reason, the young ladies feel uncomfortable and with a lot of reason, the back half of his tenure isn't great and all that. Speaking of young ladies, you said because you had young ladies. Now, this isn't the destination. This is not the ending, but the beginning of the process is started for your youngest. So we just got to get this picture up in here as well. So I'm not saying that's where she's going. I'm just.
Yeah, man, it's fun. We are starting the recruiting process, and I am excited. She's excited to let me in on that. So, we're not recruiting guys, right?
Yeah.
But doing it again from this side, and looking forward to taking some recruiting trips. And I'm excited, man. Like,
Center College is aware of your youngest.
Yeah,
is what you say.
And she just started running, man. Like, last year, she started doing it to do it, and so I'm pretty excited about that.
Yeah, so shout out to Center College, right there in Danville, where Tina Cox is at. We've been there many times. So
so like I said, I'm excited, and she's of course going to be running in the outdoor championships for high school at the end of May, I think. I need to double check that, but I'm excited, man. It's really cool. I saw a tweet the other day that most people don't understand how hard it is to play college athletics at any level, right? And so this person had this graph. I don't have the numbers right in front of me, but basically, to play at any level, Division 1, 2, or 3, right? It's like 6% of all high school athletes do that. And so for the Browns potentially to have 2 doing it, and
congratulations, man.
I don't know where they're getting it from, because anybody that see me do anything, I don't know where they're getting it from. Probably my ex-wife a little bit, because it ain't me. I'll be honest with you. I look the part, but yeah. But it helps. It helps, man. They doing stuff I don't know anything about, so I could just be a supportive dad. Like, I don't know all the ins and outs. I think it's great. Like, I wanted him to play basketball because that's my get down. But I don't know if I'd be able to shut it off and just be dad in the stands, right? I don't know if I'd have been able to not talk about a pick and roll at dinner or something like that. No. When the person's coming up here, you got to shit. No, I just get to sit and cheer, man. Like I figured out some of the basic rules, but I don't know strategy or anything like that. I just like, is this when I cheer? Cool, and I cheer, and it's great. Although track, it's like you just need to run fast. I get that. Like that's pretty simple, but the basic stuff. And friend of the show, Van Hiles, he's a track guy. He's a track coach down there in Louisiana. I've been sending him clips of her running. He's like, hey, he's the one that told me her first couple races last year. He's like, hey, she's got good, whatever he said. I'm like, okay. I will say that like her coach, because like what's high school sports, you got people that are serious, and then you got people that are just doing it to do stuff, right? And so as a coach, you got to try to coach both of them. I am glad that her coach kind of figured out she's super serious. And because of that, he's been working with her a little extra. And so she's doing the 400 meters and doing some relays. So I'm excited, man.
Hey, congratulations, man.
I'm like LeVar Ball. Ain't never lost, baby.
That's right. Absolutely. And then you say sometimes when to cheer. We all knew when to cheer last night, and the people in Miami knew when to cheer because Bam Adebayo was just out there dropping 83.
So it's weird, right? Like this the world in 2026 is weird. Like we can't appreciate anything. Like everything's got to be deconstructed to the point of, yeah, it's not that great, right? Like we've got to, look, man, I'm a Kobe fan. I remember 81. But the point is this. You can't get to 70 points ethically. Whatever that means.
Yes.
And I just see all these people with all these certainties about the game that you couldn't watch. It was on a local feed. We're all just looking at a box score change with some clips every now and then. My understanding is I saw when he had 31 in the first quarter. I was like, oh, okay. And then whatever he had at halftime. And then once you get to 70, decisions got to be made like, we're going to go for it. My understanding was it seemed like the Heat and Spo were going to be like, all right, he got it. But then Washington decided to triple team him, foul other Miami players so they would shoot the free throws and he wouldn't. And it became this cat and mouse thing of the Wizards actively trying to keep this from happening and Miami countering to make sure that it happened. And this is what I hate about the NBA and basketball discourse in general, and this specifically. This week, NBC released Michael Jordan himself talking about basically how dumb the GOAT debate is. And the next day, Kenny Smith was on ESPN talking about why MJ is LeBron or the GOAT over LeBron. We've had this discussion for 15 years. No one's changing their mind.
Right.
And you can manipulate numbers to say whatever you want to say. The MJ thing is he's 6-0, right, in the finals. 6-0. My thing has been he played more than 6 years. Okay. So if you're going to say 6-0 ends the debate, what is it? Bill Russell over like the Olympics and college to high school or college to pros, like played in like 13 decisive games and won all 13 or 14 of them. right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
so my thing is, and I've said this before, basketball, and the good and bad side, it's a lot of vibes, right? It's a lot of vibes with basketball. And what I mean by that is John Stockton is number one in all-time assists by far.
Yeah.
I think Chris Paul had the closest legitimate shot. Like I don't think that'll ever be broken. He also is number one in steals by far. But
Mm-hmm.
when we talk about great players overall and great point guards, his name doesn't come up,
Yeah.
right? So it's not a numbers thing. It's a bunch of feel. Uh, so that just leads people to get into their feelings. Like, okay, if MJ's your guy, that doesn't mean LeBron's trash.
Right.
If LeBron's your guy, it doesn't mean MJ was playing against a bunch of plumbers, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
like they said about those guys.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Jokic said it this week. Basketball is the one thing that we just admit just can't get any better. Like it peaked and it's never going to be that good again. Whereas with all these other sports, we can say, would Nolan Ryan be able to do what he could do going against Shohei Ohtani? Right? You can still say those guys were great, but you can also say these guys are different.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's pretty much like you and I remember pitchers getting to 100 miles an hour. That was like a freak thing. And now just about everybody's got a dude you've never heard of that can hit 100 miles an hour.
Uh-huh.
Right? The game has just changed. But basketball, we have to pretend that the 90s and early 2000s, that was the best ever.
Mm-hmm.
It's a disservice to those dudes that played earlier, and
Mm-hmm.
it's been a disservice to these dudes that play later.
Yeah, that's true.
Because for 30 years, every time somebody does something, the number one thing has been, well, he's no Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
Why can't we just appreciate these dudes on their own? We've talked to Craig Bates about hockey. We all know that Wayne Gretzky's that dude. He's the only hockey dude most of us know. But you can appreciate these other dudes without always saying, well, Wayne Gretzky, okay. Like, okay. Like, all right. Like, we get it.
Mm-hmm.
But Jordan has become this specter that hangs over everything. And it's just made basketball, it's tough. Like, he bam shot all these free throws. And I don't know if you've seen clips. They were fouling the crap out of him to try to keep him from doing it. Like, they were legit fouls.
Yeah.
Unethical. What does that even mean, man? Like, what? It's a sport. Like, what do we? There's no heroes and like, what are we doing, man?
And that's why you, as a Lakers fan, I enjoy the perspective because Kobe got 81 in 06. That Toronto team only won 27 games. They weren't much better than Washington. They were garbage too. Kobe was out of the game. They brought him back in.
Yeah.
All of that. And so, and then you think back when Devin Booker had a 70-point game. I remember Mr. I don't know, Squeaky Clean. You remember David Robinson had that 71-point game to win the scoring title. He was jacking threes up and everything at the end of the season. The Spurs beat the Clippers to a pulp, but they got Robinson the scoring title. It was him. I forget who he was going with, but he was out there doing what he had to do to get those points.
A lot of these records, particularly like single game records, you kind of have to go for it.
Yeah.
Right. And look, no one's out here saying that Bam is a top 10 player all time. But we all remember, I can't remember. I said we all remember it. I can't remember. It was a dude for the Cardinals. They had he went 4 for 4 with 4 home runs and 15 RBI or something in one game, right?
Mm-hmm.
You allow for just one. Some days you just have it, right?
Yeah.
Like Timmy Smith in the Super Bowl.
Yes.
You're not putting him up there, but sometimes that happens with sports.
Mm-hmm.
And then look, I've watched the 81-point game, and it got to be the point of, he's just going to do this. it was like Kobe's last game, 60 points on 50 shots. And Byron Scott just came out and said, like, hey, guys, whatever happens, Kobe's shooting this ball. That's look, people have got a breakdown of Wilt's 100-point game. Like, they were trying to do the same thing. Like, you get that close, go for it. That's how these records get broken.
Exactly.
I have seen Michael Strahan break the sack record. Brett Favre fell down. Right?
Yo.
Myles Garrett got it this year. Just by fault. Like, it happens, man. Like, some records you can't do that to, but something like the Cal Ripken streak, man. He didn't play all 9 innings for all 1,800 games.
Yeah.
Sometimes he just out there to be out there. But look, if you got a chance for history, go for it. And these people like, he should have taken himself out as a tribute to Kobe. What the hell? Like, you're never going to get that again. Yeah. Then people are like, this is Adam Silver's NBA. Look at what's happening. But like, somebody else get the 80 points? We are in March. We had not had a 60-point game this year. And you're supposed to stop it for what? For what?
To your point, my guy, Brado NBA, because you know me, I'm over here in Rockets Twitter, so following out, and he put out last night after Bam's game, I'm still sick to my stomach. The Rockets took Harden out of the game when he had 60 through 3 quarters against the Hawks. Blowout or not, let him get 81. History is history. Like you said, they make a decision where you got to go for it or not. And see, Harden could have been up there in that air, and Mike D'Antoni took him out, and we'll never know if he'd have dropped another 20, 25 or not.
And that's the thing that people forget. A few games before the 81, Kobe got to 62 through 3 quarters against the Mavs and didn't play in the fourth quarter. See. And that's what I think. When I saw he had 60 whatever, I was like, oh, he going for it. Because you're not letting that come through. You're not going to let that opportunity pass you by twice.
Yes. Like, no way.
Whatever. And yeah. Well, and people last night, they were just feeding Bam the ball. Yes. Like, yes. What are we? And we've for all these kinds of records, when O.J. Simpson broke the Russian record single season, yes, they called a lot of runs. The electric company's like, we are going to do this. Sometimes that's what it takes. Do you mean when Peyton Manning's out here throwing 60 touchdowns a year, he needs all 60 to win? No. No.
He had 7 or 8 in one game one time. That game was over at halftime.
And there's a regular season. There's a reason why nobody's doing this in the postseason, right? But a regular season game, come on, man. Like, and Ice Cube's son was going through it, man. I'm like, you think that Adam Silver rigged this game that's on a local broadcast for Bam Adebayo to break Kobe's record on a Tuesday in March? What are we doing here, man?
Staples Center was heated.
and look, I was going to watch Bomani's show today, but I saw he had a clip talking about Lakers fans. Look, man, whatever. I'm a Kobe fan. I'm a Lakers fan. But Kobe scoring 81 still means something to me.
Okay.
Like it's still, but records get broken. Like, and if somebody breaks a record, does that change how I feel about my dude?
Right.
Like, look, Randy Moss got most touchdowns in the season. Receiving touchdowns. Like, does that make me feel any different about Jay Rice? Of course not. Like, no. Like, no.
John Stockton and Chris Paul and all these Magic retired with the assist record.
Yeah.
And then, his 10,000, whatever he got. But now he's like 5th because,
right.
CP3, Stockton. I'm sure you still feel the same about what Magic accomplished. Over there, like
Yeah.
You know.
And that's the thing is like, what does this matter? Number one, Wilt still has the record. So it's not even a record.
Not
like
even
it's
Kobe's.
It's not even Kobe's record. Like it was a cool thing.
Yeah.
And look, if we try to make the 81 a big, I just thought it was cool to see. I was never on board with it's just like Wilt. It ain't just like Wilt. Because if somebody owes you $100 and they give you $81, is that just like $100? No, it's not.
Nope.
So, right, it was just cool to see. And like it doesn't change anything. I'm just tired as a Kobe fan of people being weird about Kobe. One, Kobe loved basketball. For what he celebrated basketball. I think he would have been fine. He had that whole tweet that I retweeted today. It's like, you got this, I got this. What does it change?
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't mean anything.
No.
Like, I just, people want to argue, people want to be right, and they want to try to quantify feelings. And you can't quantify that. Like, you can't, like, honestly, what does it matter who's number 2 on the list? Because, again, that's not what basketball is about. Do you remember the stat line from the 94-95 finals? Or do you remember winning in Game 7 in 94 and sweeping the Magic in 95? Is that what you remember? What do you remember?
I remember the 8-3 in the 2 series. Yeah.
That's what you remember, right?
Yep.
I'm on board. The Lakers have won 11 championships in my lifetime. 8 I can remember. I don't remember a lot of plays from those. I remember different plays in different part of the. I don't remember. It's like we won, but what difference does it make?
Mm-hmm.
What happened to you is for you. It doesn't mean anything.
Mm-hmm.
And for people like, oh, this is this new age. Ain't no one else. Like, we've only seen 2 people score 80 points. 2. Why are we making this like it's something that happens all the time when the NBA is 75 and we've seen it done twice?
Yeah.
2 times. Because I've seen a lot of people. Well, Michael,
never did.
Free yourself of every time somebody does something in the NBA, bring up Michael Jordan. Free yourself. Free yourself. Because it doesn't change anything. If that's your dude, that's your dude. It doesn't matter. Right? I know you've seen some of these tweets where it's become commonplace for people to do the layup, switching hands like Michael. And people are like, oh, Michael Jordan got yeah, he's the first one to do it. Like, everybody, until you see it done, that's like, oh, okay. Yeah. Michael, you can celebrate people without bringing up Michael Jordan. Like, you don't have to do that. And stop being weird about Kobe, man. Like, he's either trash or he's the second best player ever. And I'm just like, because I saw, they say, like, who's your favorite Laker of all time? For me, it's Magic.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a Kobe guy, but I'm a rock with Magic. I mean, just is. But I'm not going to put Kobe up there because I don't think he. Anyway, I'm rambling. What Bam did was fantastic.
Yes.
My girls did a song for him that I put back on the timeline. My youngest texted me a picture of Bam's 83. She said, yo, do you remember we had that song? I'm like, yeah, because that was a long time ago. She's like, I remember it. I'm like, okay, cool, yeah. Bam Adebayo. It's Pico de Gallo. And if you come, you don't, I'm sorry, they don't care if you're from Ohio. He'll shoot a 3 in your eye-o.
Yay.
Bam Adebayo. I didn't say they were songwriters, but that's what they did. I saw him at something. I played it for him. He's like, that's pretty nice. I was like, thank you, Mr. Bam Adebayo.
That's all right.
And Bam and Asia Wilson. Hey, they need to have a little one.
I thought they were. I thought she was pregnant. I think.
I've not seen that.
Maybe.
But somebody said that they have a baby. It's going to be like Reed Shepherd. And they say, I'm going to stop you right there. Loves Jeff, loves Stacy. Not the same. That's not the same thing, my man.
Yeah. Oh, nope. Rumors circulating in December and January came from a parody account. No credible news. So my bad. Y'all.
But Bam doing that with his lady and his mama in the stands, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And people feel like, well, of course it was orchestrated because his family's in the stand. Like his mom went to the games in Lexington. Why would
Mm-hmm.
you don't think she's gonna be at a Miami home game?
Right. Yeah.
You don't think that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's people grasping.
I guess it'd be crazy. I'm sitting in the stands for my girl, like, oh, of course they have a good game. Their dad is, come on now, use your head.
Yeah.
Anyway, but shout out to Bam. 83. There's no ethical way to get to 83.
No.
There's chicanery. Like there's always chicanery.
Yeah, you got people gunning, and you got to try to stop them, and that's what it becomes.
I mean, how many things have we seen? So and so's close to a triple double, and they start gaming the system to try to get that extra rebound, extra assist.
Yeah,
not to Ricky Davis level.
Yes.
Not to Ricky Davis level.
Yeah,
but we've all seen it. Come on, man.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people I respected have just fallen over themselves. Why would you not go for a record? Like, out of respect for what are you talking about?
Yeah. That's like you said, people are weird. People are
basketball is just weird. And now I got to see Stephen A. Smith yell at me about something. Like, come on, man.
So we talk about your Lakers, and gotta switch it up because your guys are making some moves. Gotta talk about your Niners. We talked about this guy on the show, and I ain't gonna put words in your mouth. I don't know if you really thought a whole lot about him, but about to play for y'all now because Mike Evans is headed out to the Bay.
Well, yeah, Mike Evans is headed to the Bay. Him and Jerry, the only 11 straight 1,000-yard seasons.
Yes.
Jerry signed off on it, so I'm okay with it. Look, if nothing else, we just have to get separation downfield. The Shanahan offense, when someone can take the top off of it, is better. Like, I don't think that Mike Evans is a speed guy to do that, but I don't think he was ever a speed guy. But
I don't think so.
I think he can help take the top off the offense and let Kittle. Hopefully, he comes back okay, and those guys work underneath. So I'm a fan. I'm a fan of the Mike Evans, right? Yeah. Or not trade, but free agency. Sign some offensive line because they need some help with that. So yeah, I'm on board. Look, they have figured out we got a quarterback, right? Which is, probably 10 teams in the league love their quarterback, and you try to figure out around the quarterback. So we think we've got that guy, and got to give him somebody to throw to. So I'm on board.
Says he is joining a loaded 49ers offense. So
the offense wasn't bad last year. Like, it just wasn't. And that's with a bunch of people being hurt.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Now, on the other side, we got my Cowboys and your 49ers doing business. I just saw this, and I don't know what I think about this. I guess we got quite a few D linemen, but I still, Osa Odigizua has been traded to the Niners, I think for a third-round draft pick. I'm not for helping y'all at all. I liked Osa. We got Kenny Clark from the Packers with the Parsons trade. I kind of like what they were doing in the middle. Got Quentin Williams from the Jets. So I guess he's expendable now, whatever. But I'm not in favor of doing business with your squad. But I guess we'll see how it plans out.
We play this year.
Yeah. And, we need some results to change. Y'all kind of.
we should go down there. We should do Cats Talk from Texas Stadium.
Yeah, AT&T Stadium, man. It's been a little minute since I've been down there.
Yeah, we should do that because I want to see that in person. Because every now and then the 49ers account will pull up some of the stuff from last couple playoff games. I'm like, oh, this is humorous.
Yes, it is for y'all. So yeah, man, y'all getting one of our D linemen. I like Osa, so now you're gonna be for y'all. Won't be the first time. Charles Haley played for both. Ken Norton, who I missed.
Norton, yeah.
I hate to see him go, but getting Charles Haley was nice. Dion did both.
Yeah.
It's a long line of Cowboys 49ers backing and forth, and so now Osa Odigizua is gonna be out there playing for y'all. So.
Yes, sir.
Good show, man.
Yeah. Like, look, good luck to the Cats tomorrow against Mizzou. I'm excited about that. Just win. Hopefully, the women host.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
I've seen, as I sent you the tweet, some bracketologists have Iowa and Kentucky playing on the men's bracket as the 7-11 game or whatever, 7-10, whatever that is. I hate that because we go 100 years without playing. As soon as me and my wife get together, they playing in bowl games. And if you remember, Iowa put the women out, Caitlin Clark's freshman year, in Memorial Coliseum, put Ryan out then. So I'm hopeful that does not transpire where they play again, because that's not great.
Yeah, we can't. I mean, but of course they got to play in basketball now after all this. Of course.
Well, I watched a little bit of Senegal and America playing the Olympic team, or the FIBA team, the women's, and Caitlin looked good. She's finally back healthy, so watch them look good. And she was feeding Ryan Howard. Got up to 18 points quick. Got like 3 or 4 straight assists from Caitlin. I said that's an Iowa Kentucky connection.
That is.
And me and the wife high five because Iowa Kentucky getting it done.
Only to see you and Adam on different sides if the bracket does that. So
yeah, I definitely don't want to see them.
We don't need that. We don't need
anything.
We don't need it. Well, we'll see what happens tomorrow. Another matinee, lunchtime Thursday. Beat Mizzou. Go Cats. Congrats to Bam. Appreciate you, TB. Appreciate everybody that watches and checks us out. Facebook, and I think Twitter was down. It wasn't going live on Twitter, but we'll tweet it back out so y'all can get to it. So we'll hop on off here for now. An episode of Cats Talk Wednesday on BS3 Network. TV doing his thing on Round the Shots and here. So y'all check him out. He is notes and breaking it all down for everybody. So congrats to Bam. We'll see y'all later.